Okay, the next one is on page 31. And that is for $250,000 for a stream bank erosion project, as well as, if I'm not mistaken, some bridge construction
And trail stabilization.
and trail stabilization as well.
Well, I guess since I'm the chairman of the Parks Committee, as far as the $250,000, that's a lot of money for that. Stream bank erosion, water diversion, water coming off the mountains, things like that. Especially me speaking as, of course, that part's in my district too. That part serves everybody in Hawkins County. I don't know if I would necessarily support the whole $250,000 that's being asked for, but I would like to see at least the river bank erosion project that is roughly half finished. I would like to see the funds included to finish at least that project.
How much is that?
It's estimated between 133 and 135 for the stream bank.
I don't know if that's something that would be covered through ad hoc committee recommendation.
No. No.
Okay, but I would like to at least include that much to finish that project.
You want to put that form in motion?
I'll put that in form of motion,
Which is how much now?
yes.
130 to 135.
130 to 135.
How much you want to do?
Well, to be sure that we had enough, I'll make the motion that it up to 135,
Not to exceed.
not to exceed 135.
Is there any way you can get us a quote on
It would have to be bid out. This is a quote or an estimate from Daniel Horn, but it would have to be bid out. You never know. It could come back less, it could come back more.
it? But that's his quote,
That's his quote.
130 to 135.
133 to 135.
All right, you make a motion to send that part.
Yes.
To second draft. Motion by Commissioner Byrd, second by
I'll make a second just so we can discuss it.
second by Commissioner Roach.
So, I love the park. I have no problem with Laurel Run Park whatsoever. But if we're talking about cutting positions, which I understand, when we're looking at the mayor's budget, that position was only set aside for a year, but apparently I've not seen that resolution. But if we're talking about having to make these kinds of cuts, I wish we could do everything for the park that we need to do, but we're talking about $130-something thousand in line with $2 million budget. So going back to your original task, Mr. Chairman, where are we gonna get that money?
Well, that's what I was going to ask next. That was coming. So, just general fund, is that the only place we got?
You can kick that to capital projects, but again, I caution you to send too many projects that direction because we've still got that jail, justice center roof hanging over our heads that leaks every time it rains. And so if we send too many projects there and they can't fund that project and can't figure out a way to get it funded via this ad hoc committee money, which one ended up being more important when it was all said and done. So I mean, there is another option. We just really have to look at the whole picture before we decide how many times we're going to send a project over that direction, though.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to caution this committee as well. We can't dig into fund balance for every project that exists. just simply because that fund balance is healthy. We remember a time, I remember a time before I was on the commission, but when I attended a lot of commission meetings, when we were trying to figure out how in the world we're gonna dig out of a hole and we didn't have reserves to spend. We have somewhat of a healthy fund balance right now. I'm not gonna be in favor of pulling money every time we just wanna do a project, and unless we find new sources of revenue. And I understand the fund balance is there to use on, some. I don't wanna get elbow deep in our fund balance again. I like the fact that we have a healthy fund balance, and I wanna continue on with that.
And I just remind the committee that our permit will expire in December of 22. So if the project's going to be completed, it needs to be completed by this time.
Any more discussion? Do a real call, Chief.
Now, this is for the $135,000.
Yes.
Okay, let's see, let's go with, start right here. Commissioner Weininger,
No.
Commissioner Rhodes,
No.
Commissioner Jesse,
No.
Commissioner Harrell,
No.
Commissioner Barrett, yes.
Motion fails.
Motion failed.